What's going on, everybody? My name is Carson, and hope you're all doing well. It's Sunday right now at 9:30, and I'm just kind of chilling. Got the Sunday scaries, or the Monday scaries. What's it called when you're dreading the following day of work? I think it's the Sunday scaries. Yeah, I know Monday's gonna be pretty hectic. I work in IT, and it's just, there's a lot to do tomorrow, but, you know, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I went camping with my girlfriend this weekend, and it was really nice. I live in BC, and we kind of drove up island. We live on Vancouver Island, and we got to explore a lot of the more remote areas. Yeah, we saw a couple bears, saw an elk, and it was really nice. We were camping in this, like, we camp in our SUV, and it's like parked way deep into the forest somewhere, and it's just like super remote. Again, no cell service or anything like that. And one of the things that I noticed is, like, when we were sleeping, I woke up at like 3 a.m. I'm like, I wonder if she remembered to lock the doors. So I'm like tugging at the door, and it opens right away. And then I tug at the one on her side, and it opens right away. And then I tug at the front one, like the driver's seat one, and it opens. And I'm like, wow, this is this is horrible. So I woke her up. I'm like, I thought you said that you locked the doors before you went to sleep. And she's like, oh, my bad. I'm like, I don't know if you guys know this or not, and I'm not proclaiming to be like a wildlife, like outdoorsman. I'm not. I've gone fishing a couple times, and that's about it. But I know that sometimes bears can actually open car doors, and even if they don't know how to initially, if they play around with, like, you know, on the surface of your car, they can sometimes like catch a handle and open it. And I'm just like, yeah, we're out here with no bear mace, no gun. The windows are rolled down. You have chips in the car. We're in the middle of piss fuck nowhere, and the doors aren't locked. So yeah, I wasn't happy about that. But anyway, I didn't make this video to talk to you guys about how unhappy I am with my girlfriend. I made this video to talk to you guys about a recent, well, not so recent, but somewhat recent decision YouTube made to remove the dislike button from YouTube videos. And to be specific, you know, the dislike button is still there, and you can still dislike a video, and the content creator can get that feedback, but the number of dislikes isn't available to the end user, i.e. you and me. And because my channel has a lot of tutorials, and that's kind of how I built this channel, is just by making what I consider to be high quality tutorials, this really impacts my channel negatively, because a lot of people, when they search for a video on YouTube, especially if it's a how-to video and they're looking to accomplish a certain task, usually they'll click a video, and the first thing they check out, aside from the comments, is the like to dislike ratio. I know personally for me, if I'm looking for something, especially if it's like work related, because I'm in IT and I'm trying to find a solution to a certain problem, sometimes I have to turn to YouTube. And the first thing I'll do is I'll look at a like to dislike ratio to determine how successful the video's method is. And sometimes if the video has a horrible like to dislike ratio, that's it. I won't look at the comments, I won't watch any of the video, I just kind of click off and find something else. And I don't fully understand why YouTube has come to this decision. I know there are a lot of people that get upset or triggered whenever they get a dislike on their YouTube video. I mean, it can definitely be disheartening at times. I know in particular with me, I've made videos that I spent a lot of time on, a lot of effort on, and when it gets a dislike, it's like, oh, that kind of sucks. But I mean, that's really it for me. It's just sort of like, oh, that sucks, whatever. It still has some likes, and, you know, it's just a YouTube video at the end of the day. But there are some people that I think take that to heart, and they almost see it as like bullying or unfair criticism, which, you know, even if someone's being unfair with their dislikes or their comments, you have to kind of understand that content creator, and you make videos and you put them out there on the internet, you are then exposing them publicly. It's on the internet for literally anybody with internet access to critique. And there's a lot of different people in this crazy big world, and sometimes people are just, you know, opinionated, or maybe they're not opinionated, and maybe they just don't have anything to say, they just want to dislike the video, or maybe they have something nice to say and they like the video. But the point is, you kind of have to accept that. You kind of have to accept the fact that you're putting yourself out there, you're putting your content out there, and it's totally fair for it to be critiqued. And sometimes the criticism is valid, the feedback is wonderful, you can actually apply it next time and make better content because of it. 90% of the time that's not the case. 90% of the time it's someone calling you a lesbian. But whatever the case may be, you have to kind of just realize that your stuff's out there. And if your skin isn't thick enough to take what people say, as negative and as unhelpful as it is, you shouldn't be on the internet. And another reason I think YouTube went ahead and removed the dislike button was to protect big corporations. Sometimes corporations do something and there's a lot of blowback. You know, I can think of like the Infinite Warfare trailer. I can also think of the Gillette commercial that pissed a lot of people off. You know, big corporations will put out these videos, and then the advertisement backfires and they end up getting a lot of flack for whatever reason. Sometimes it's valid, sometimes it's not. It's all subjective, but at the end of the day, I think YouTube went ahead and said, all right, let's go ahead and remove the dislike button so that companies feel a little bit more protected when they're advertising, and maybe it creates more of this safe space. I don't know if that's necessarily the case or not. Again, this is all speculation, but I would have to assume that that's at least a small part of it, because YouTube has a lot of advertising on it, a lot of trailers, a lot of games, and I think it's better for the companies that are pushing these products to not have to worry about some sort of blowback or getting canceled, or, you know, dealing with legit or not legitimate feedback. And I personally can't stand this, because when I think of a game like Infinite Warfare, where, you know, I think a lot of people were really sick of the whole futuristic thing, and I get that, I still bought the game, I still played it and had a lot of fun. You know, that negative feedback didn't necessarily impact me. I still wanted to play it, and I still did, and I still enjoyed it unapologetically. And I think that it's more important for people to be able to express themselves and their satisfaction with a certain video than it is to have a big corporation's feelings protected because they're worried about it ultimately impacting their bottom line. Nothing I say in this video is going to change anything, and I understand that. I just wanted to make this video to sort of talk about it a little bit, maybe vent a little bit, and explain my side and how it impacts this channel, but it is what it is, and I understand that. So that'll be it for today. Thank you for listening. Leave a like or a dislike, and I'll see you guys in the next one.